Live
Never
right
heard of
now.
this. Okay, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and transgenders of all ages, we welcome you back to the Dynasty Dicks podcast, where your favorite dick of Dynasty is back in the mix. And tonight we have a special guest. It's Kenny. Kenny, the Sultans of SWAT. He's joined the HOD League, the Hall of Deferrals. I'm very happy that he jumped on the pod. Kenny, tell me about yourself. Where are you from?
I am from the glorious city of Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah, Chi-Town. Yeah, I'm 40 years old. I have 3 little kids that I just put to bed, so
Cool.
I'm free for the night. Thank
Cool.
God. And
Yeah.
So yeah, when when I'm not trying to keep little humans alive, every other waking moment is looking at baseball stats. So here I am on a Friday night talking to you.
That's cool, man. I'm happy that you're here, and I hope you can kind of break the glass, or let it be easy for other owners in the league to jump on the pod, because we're just here. We're having fun, and we started this league, and where did you find this league? Where was the ad at?
Oh man, I think it was through Fantrax. I think there was a post on Fantrax. I think so. Yeah, I was just looking for an extra Dynasty League, and I came across that, and came across your Hall of Deferrals constitution, if you will, and I'm like, this sounds awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to create, I've been playing fantasy for so long, and I got out of it, but I always try to evolve with fantasy, because there's still some leagues. I don't know if you play fantasy football, but there's still some leagues out there that they still play with one quarterback and they have a kicker and a defense. And it's just kind of like, man, those leagues are kind of lame, man. I need to be in a super flex. There's no more defense. Like, even I did one league, which was 100 teams. It was called the Epic 100. And we started out for weeks 1 through 11 was just total points scored. However many points you scored was your standing in the and then the top 64 teams made like a March Madness bracket, which it was pretty insane. But that particular format, those lineups, I made a positionless, because basketball is pretty much turned into, like, there's not even like a center anymore for the All-Star game, right? And centers now are smaller guys. It's not your traditional, 90s type basketball. You got 2 7-footers. So it's just, it was a quarterback and like 8 flex and then a super flex. So however you want to draft your team, hey, go ahead. You want to go all running backs, or you want to, go all tight ends, because it's tight end premium. So I've always tried to try to think out the box, and I'm broke. I ain't got a lot of money. People paying, entry fees are $300 for a league, or $100 or $150, whatever they might be. I don't know about you, but I ain't got money like that. But I want to win a big pot like that. And it's so to create, basically 2 separate leagues, and then for a little payout, but you get a big payout at the end if you win, with all the other bells and whistles, the lotto bracket and stuff like that. I thought, it's cool. And it's been so popular that there's people out there copying the league.
Yeah, it's genius, because you get 28 teams in one league, so you get that big pot, but yet you split it in 2 leagues, so the player pool doesn't get watered down by 28 teams. And that's that's incredible. And I'm excited to join.
Now, you say you like stats.
Yes, sir.
Do you like any kind of sabermetrics?
Yeah. I'm all
so
over
one
all of it.
One of the guys in and we're going to get into breaking down some of the draft. He's Dirk Diggler. Now I was a commissioner with him, but he was the brains, and that's where I got the is
that a Boogie Nights reference?
Yes, that's a Boogie Nights reference. He is good. I sent him the link. I wish he would join, but he's out in Texas wine country. I didn't know there was such a thing. But hopefully we will get him on. And he's not a guy. He doesn't like people really. He don't like to talk to people. He wants me to be, I was the face of the league. I dealt with everybody, and he was. If you saw those bylaws, I don't know if you ever played Out of the Park, OOTP.
No.
It's some Major League Baseball simulator where you control hot dog prices and minor leaguers, and you've got your ML. Yeah, ML. It's cool. But let's go ahead and get into first down. We got the NBA trade deadline tonight. It's in 2 weeks. There's gonna be a lot of movement around. I don't know if you keep up with the NBA, but I know Giannis, he wants out of Milwaukee. I don't know where he's going to go. People would love to see him on probably Golden State. That would be nice. I think they would probably have to give up. They might have to give up Draymond. And that, do you follow basketball?
I used to heavily. I was the hugest Bulls fan, and then I'm actually ashamed to say that I've been kind of out of the loop for the past, probably before COVID, and really since I cut the cord close to a decade ago. And once I cut the cord, I lost access to the cable Bulls channel and the local Sportsnet and that. So it was hard to follow. And then I check in every once in a while because I still love the game. Played it growing up and followed the Bulls. Obviously Chicago 1990s, grew up with Jordan and the double three-peat, and then it went into D Rose and Heinrich and Joakim Noah, and those teams you couldn't not love those teams.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like right at it's almost when Derrick Rose broke his knee is like that broke my heart for basketball. And I try to dive in again, and I don't recognize the game. And then I feel like old man yelling at clouds because it just looks like YMCA pickup basketball to me. I know analytics have gone into basketball and jacking up threes and not on defense, but I don't know. I feel old when I dive back in. And then I was every once in a while on my feed some sabermetric NBA stats pop up, and it was efficiency. It was an efficiency stat, and I recognized 2 of the top 10 names, and I was just like, "Oh man, I'm out of the loop."
Yeah, I love those and I try to get those sabermetrics back into this baseball league, but it just in a points league, it was just very hard. I wanted WOBA. I don't know about you, but I love WOBA. That really determines, what a hit, because you could have Pete Rose hitting singles all day, which that's good. But if that's where those walks, I know you were like, hey, what about those walks? I was like, well, we can't get average on here or on base percentage. So those walks, that's going to.
I like that. Yeah. I bought into that.
That's a little better. And it helps those strikeout monsters, because some of them are going to get walked a lot.
Sure.
Do you have any Super Bowl predictions?
I do not after my Bears got knocked out.
But after who got knocked out?
My Bears.
Oh, the Bears! Yes, yeah. What a crazy season, Ben Johnson, man.
We were
Ben Johnson,
absolutely blessed. It was a heartbreaking loss, but I couldn't be mad. I couldn't be mad for all the moments we got this year. I was only grateful. So it was bittersweet.
Were you concerned at all last year with the fingernail painting? Were you concerned at all with your franchise quarterback? No, with Galen Williams.
Iceman? No. Iceman's a gamer. I don't care what he does. All right. You get on the field, his eyes turn red, man. He's a gamer. That's all I care about.
Yeah, that last touchdown.
And for all, for all intents and purposes, like he seems like a great guy. He says all the right stuff in interviews, and like people only say how much of a good person he is. So
cool.
I have no problems. He can put makeup on. I don't care. He can do whatever, lipstick, whatever he wants.
Yeah, next year, man, he might be in whole body paint next year with all this popularity he's getting. Like next year, who knows how he's going to be coming in next year. Hopefully, he doesn't go to his head. Hopefully, Ben Johnson keeps him right, because they've got a good team. I don't know about Mr. Moore, that wide receiver Moore. He just there's a lot of reports out there. He just, if the ball ain't going to him, or if he knows he's not getting the ball, he just don't play. And he signed that contract. It looks like Burden and Loveland were taking over at the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Rome has to get his act together, but DJ Moore, that guy, especially that last play, I was trying really hard not to forget everything else he's done for the Bears the last couple of years, but man, that did not look good. And of course, Ben took the heat on that and said, it was wrong read and whatnot, but it did not look good for Moore's reputation there. That kind of rope-a-dope, looping route that he ran. I mean, you could clearly there's an open space right before that safety, and he just ran right at the safety. I don't get it. But yeah, he's always moping. And he always had like weird comments about Caleb too. I don't know. And he was kind of like ambiguous about these comments, and it was he's overpaid. I mean, sayonara, I'll shake your hand, but I'll show him the door.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens there. They got a bright future, and they got a great coach. And for all the teams like myself who traded for Gibbs last year, and Gibbs is still incredible, but the no Ben Johnson is really, he didn't put up the year he did last year with Ben Johnson. Neither of those running backs did. God didn't. So, and I gave up 3 first-rounders for Gibbs, and then the offensive coordinator that the Detroit Lions signed. People were not too happy about him. Came from the Cardinals. I don't know. People get hired for a reason. We'll see. But he couldn't do nothing with Marvin Harrison Jr., and that's a shame. But let's talk about the some leftover Major League Baseball free agents. You've got Framber Valdez. Where do you think Framber goes?
I mean, Baltimore. Yeah, it just makes the most sense. I know they're kind of I know they're deep in talks. I don't know what the holdup is there, but I think Baltimore, they're at least an SP2 away. They have a solid rotation right now, but it's kind of like built of like SP3s type. So I do think they need another one, and I think they're going all in this year. So Baltimore would be my choice for Framber.
Yeah, they're going to finally have some run support. They signed the Mets first baseman, Pete Alonso. He's going to be in that order.
Sure.
Framber, he might not be a number 1, but he could still be your opening day starter. He's probably looking for a 4 or 5 year deal, and at 32, turning 33, I think he is. I don't think teams are. I think that because you got Framber Valdez, you got Zach Gallen, Lucas Giolito, you have Verlander, Scherzer, Bassett, all these they're good pitchers. And I think the market's just kind of frozen. I guess they're just holding out. They're not wanting to give them what they want. I'm sure Scherzer is trying to get 15 million, 11 million, 10 million.
Yeah.
They at least want to get paid what Kershaw got paid, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think, I mean, it'd behoove them to at least wait it out as long as possible to at least spring training. At this point, teams are kind of getting pretty good and set on what they're going with in spring training for their plans for this year. But spring training first week, someone's going to blow an elbow out, then they're going to be calling Mr. Scherzer, and then Scherzer's going to have that leverage. And of course, that too is I'm sure Scherzer and Verlander are being really picky with who they go to. Like, they're not going to go to some schlub team, especially Scherzer, the psychopath he is. He's going to want to win,
I'm calling it now. I think Scherzer, he's going to go to the Padres. He's going to go somewhere where he can play against the Dodgers. I just feel that. Like, I just feel some he's going to go somewhere where he can play against the Dodgers. It might be, the Mariners, but somewhere close that. But I feel he's going to go. But any of those teams, you can say the Orioles, the Giants, the Mets still need some guys.
Yeah, I love the Padres. They have they have so many long contracts, but their window is closing fast on them. So it's like they have one last gasp, I think, in the next year or two. I think Scherzer makes sense with San Diego for sure. They've got maybe 3 starters that are major league caliber.
Yep, they just lost Dylan Cease.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be, and people talk about how the Dodgers are ruining baseball, but 2 years ago, the Padres were one game away from knocking them out. 1 game away.
Blue Jays last year.
Blue Jays were really close. They were like a centimeter away from knocking them out. Literally.
Unreal.
So there's Suarez, Osuna. He's a little older, but Suarez, he hit 49 home runs last year. He's going to sign somewhere. Orioles probably would be a good spot for him as well.
For Suarez?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Then they'd have to. I think Westburg is pretty set there at third. I like Suarez for Pittsburgh. I like what the Pittsburghs are doing. Pirates. I think they're like, hey, we have a generational pitcher here, and you know what? He's probably not too happy right now. We need to make the most of this. I think Suarez makes sense in Pittsburgh for sure.
Yeah. While he's cheap, they got a great pitching staff. A lot of those pitchers on Pittsburgh are good. Now there's the new ABS system, the automated ball strike challenge system for the 2006 regular season, spring training, and postseason games is going to be implemented. Now each team is going to get 2 challenges. If they use their challenge, they get to keep it. Now, only the pitchers and the catchers and the batter can use this challenge. I don't know if they should let the pitcher use it, because the pitcher is going to think every thrown ball is a strike.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that?
Yes and no. Mainly yes. The old school part of me is just kind of like, let bad umpires be bad, let them get yelled at. It's kind of entertaining. But it's progressing the game. It's adding another wrinkle that, on the surface is just like it seems like just a rule change. But in reality, teams are going to use it and, dissect it and use it to their advantage and run through their iterations of how we can, manipulate this. And, whether it's, given, looking at whatever stat for plate discipline for certain players and say, if you don't meet this threshold, you can't use this, or, however they want to use it, certain players using it, not using it, certain innings, you're not allowed to use it first through fifth or whatever. And I think if you get it right, then you don't lose it. Is that what the rule is?
Yeah, that's right. You get to keep your challenge.
So it'd be interesting to see, if a team just gives full reign to their players and say, like, hey, you know it better than anyone. You're seeing it right there. And then they at least for the spring training, let the players have free reign what they want to do. And then at the spring training, you take some kind of data of like your hits, what you got right, what you got wrong. If our players were only like 60% right, we're not going to let them do it during the regular season. So it's interesting. So at the very least, something to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, because the catcher does a good job framing. So the pitcher, the catcher and the batter are probably going to be the ones that need to call that.
Yes,
but it's going to be fun because I know there's plenty of times that I've been screaming in these playoffs, that's bullshit. That's a fucking strike. That's bullshit. Or sometimes like it was a ball, but they call a strike. It's like, hey, right. I'll take it. And it was a big play. I think some guys are still upset from the Giants Dodgers playoffs. I don't know when this was, in 16. I'm not too sure of 18, but the series ended on, that was a check swing where he clearly checked, but they called strike out. Yeah. Maybe they can do those too. I mean, if you're going to do the balls and strikes, you do the check swings as well. Like the pitcher, the catcher, somebody can be like, hey, he went all the way over. Should challenge that too.
Yeah. Well, two thoughts there is like, one, whatever you want to do, it's got to be quick. They're so hyper focused on shortening the time of the games and whatnot that like you can't be giving them a minute to decide and then 2 minutes to look it over, and then a minute to make the call in the field. Meanwhile, Johnny in left field, 5-year-old Johnny in left field's looking at butterflies and lost complete interest. So it has to be quick. I think that is going to be their intention. The other part of it too is, what is this going to do for the value of catchers and taking framing metrics out of the equation? Now you're going to have guys like Samuel Basallo, who isn't really cutting it behind the plate right now, but if you take that out of the equation and you say like, hey, just be a wall back there, that's all you have to worry about, we'll handle the rest. Now you have a prime time catching prospect who can stay there, and your catcher's hitting 35 bombs a year, no problem.
Yes, that's a very, very good point. Very good point, especially if they're calling challenges and they lose them. Hey, we got two. We can mess up on two, and that's it. And after that, you're good. That's a really good point to bring up. That's really good. That's right. That's going to take out a whole lot of that out, and especially if they went to like 100% ABS. And dude, 100% of balls and strikes, like we don't need an umpire anymore, basically, for pitches thrown.
Yeah. That kind of be like, I know it's a slippery slope, but I think there'd be some pushback on that.
Man, that's a good point, and how that changes the game. That changes the game drastically. Drastically. Well, we're going to see what happens, and at least in a playoff format, like to get a call right, that could be a game changer, especially if the blue, he calls ball 4, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Actually, it's strike 3, and that's 3 outs. It's like, whoa, it's going to be a game changer.
Yeah. All I know right now is Angel Hernandez is just shitting his pants right now with the APS going.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
it already makes him look terrible, but man,
Is he still in the league?
I
I thought he
yeah, I think
retired.
so. I if he was still in the league last year, I believe. I mean, I think that was Angel Hernandez when you remember the clip of when Kyle Schwarber absolutely lost his shit after it was Hader striking him out in the ninth on a low and away pitch, and Schwarber, like just the most placid, amicable guy in the world, just like loses his shit, and even like pointing to the other dugout and saying like, "Your shit, they know it, we know it, everyone knows it," and then him just walking off.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love Schwarber.
That it's going to be fun. Now we're going to have stats on which umpires are getting the most challenges. Like,
Yeah,
like Angel, bro, you got to go, dude. You,
yeah,
you got to go. You got like 8 of these a game.
yeah.
8
Him
of these
and
a game, bro.
CB Buckner too. You're on the hot seat. You're on the hot seat, man. Don't get too comfortable.
Hmm. Now I'm looking at these draft boards and I cannot see um, the trades that were made. So let's just talk real quick because this is the only one we're going to be able to talk about. Some of the big trades in the league. Iron Fisting. He gave up 1-1, the first overall pick, Ohtani,
Is this
which
in
was
top?
going to, yeah, this is in tops.
Okay.
He gave 101 and 614 to the Philadelphia Paladins for 2-5, 4-5, 7-10, and 8-5. Now on the surface, I'm thinking, yeah, give me those picks. Like Ohtani's great, but give me those picks. But I said in the other podcast, like it all depends on, what that guy does with those picks. And
Right.
as the trade unfolded, it was basically Ohtani and Corey Seager. Now I love Corey Seager. He's an old Dodger. He's an old MVP for the Dodgers. He's 31, I think 31, maybe 32. Still in the heart of the lineup of the Rangers. He's still doing good. There's a lot of production there. And then the Iron Fisting got Acuna at 2-5, which is crazy. He got Miz, the pitcher of, I think he's from Milwaukee, high velocity, fancy.
Yeah. Mizorowski.
He got Anderson. I think it's Cade Anderson.
Yeah,
the prospect.
Yep.
And Travis Bazana, which was the overall draft pick from last year. Now, depending on how those prospects look, me personally, like I'm still taking the Ohtani side. Like me personally. Now, what are your thoughts on that trade?
I think it's pretty even. Obviously, it all depends on your projection for Bazana and Cade Anderson. I mean, Cade Anderson is supposed to be a surefire ace, but Mariners have a lot of pitching. Who knows when he's going to be up? And pitching prospects, you never know. Bazana, probably the number 1 overall second base prospect, but did not have a good showing last year. He's banged up a little bit. So he's kind of still a question mark. Mizorowski, pumping 100 as a starter, but his command is iffy. He might have bullpen written on him. So, all 3 of those could go, either way. So in that sense, I lean towards Ohtani, but at the same time, like Ohtani pitching scares the shit out of me. He's only him as a hitter he's only as good as a hitter as long as he's still healthy as a pitcher, if that makes sense. And that's just a lot. And there's just so much risk there. And I did, if I would have gotten first pick to where I was drafting, I wouldn't have gone 1-1. I wouldn't have wanted Ohtani. Just too many eggs in one basket with Ohtani. And then, on top of that, which makes what's the cool part about this salary is like, yeah, Ohtani is, essentially two people, but it's two people's salary too. That's a huge hit. And, you take Ohtani and his salary and you're playing catch up then for 54 picks.
Yeah, I guess with the trade, you got to look, because most fantasy leagues, you're either choosing, if you have Ohtani, do you want to use him today as a pitcher or do you want to use him as a hitter? And in this format, Fantrax, I don't know if other platforms do this, but they have the Ohtani rule where Ohtani can get pitching and batting at the same time. So essentially, You're getting three players in that trade.
Yeah,
and with
you're getting two on one day. Yeah.
So that is, and if you remember, I don't know if it was game 4 or game 5, where he had 3 home runs, 8 extra base hits, and 10 strikeouts. It's just a special player. It's a lot of cap. Yeah. He's 31.
So I guess
and I love Acuna.
Yeah, I think to answer your original question, I think if anyone who has a definitive answer about that trade, that's the wrong answer, because I think there's too many variables there. So we'll see. It'll be very interesting.
It just all depends on how those prospects turn out, and the salary wise, it looks good, especially in this league. You're going to need depth. You're going to definitely need depth.
That's what I'm trying. It's hard. Some people, I don't know. I don't know how their cap space is going to look on pick, 44 or whatever, or 34, whatever. But I'm keeping an eye on that cap. I'm just trying to bargain bin as much as I can.
Yeah, I've thought about it, and I'm like, well, maybe, because as we get into some teams, let's go ahead and look at Achilles. So Achilles has Ohtani, Lindor, if I'm pronouncing this right, Chiriot, youngster. He's got Pete Alonso, Neto, Trey Turner, Strider is his only pitcher, Baldwin, catcher for Atlanta, and then Westberg, the third baseman we were talking about with Baltimore. So he's got, those are all players that he can start, and they're going to be producing. So that's, something what I was thinking was like, well, maybe let me just go in now and get my starters and then try to, fill in with some cheap players. But I was like, well, the way the draft's going, you've got Connor Griffin going 1-8 overall, maybe not in this league, in the other league. There's a lot of the top prospects that are, projected to play this year, to produce this year, and you can get them at $2 million, $3 million, $8 million. So it's like, damn, maybe I should do a kind of a mixture of that. I don't know. And then we got Kelton Wood. He went Witt number 2, and Witt went both 2 overall in both leagues. He got Wood, James Wood, Gilbert, Fried, Marte, Bryce Harper, Luzardo, Bellinger, and Duran. Again, all players.
Both those guys are going all in this year. We'll see. I mean, they're going to be hurting salary cap wise. But they got some thumpers there.
Iron fisting this asshole.
There's always one, man. There's always
Skeens, one. Hunter Brown, Bubba Chandler, Mizorowski, Freddie Peralta, CJ Adams. Who cares about CJ Adams? Roki Sosaki, that asshole. Kate Anderson, and Dylan Cruz. What the fuck?
That's that's interesting choice that you're gonna go that route with all the pitchers and then back that up with a prospect. You know, you're thinking, okay, I'm way behind in hitting. I need to catch up here. I need like a stat filler. But I mean, Aiden Miller. I mean, he was in my queue. You know, I think he's a good pick. But yeah, we'll see if we'll see how that works out. But yeah, especially in points leagues, there's always that one guy that's like first 7 picks or pitchers. It's I understand it. It's just you're walking a fine line. You're walking on the edge there with that strategy because you got to be right, and you have to have super confidence in your ability to evaluate hitting too, like the lower tiered guys especially.
Now, you know, I'm really good at fantasy football and fantasy basketball, fantasy baseball. Like I really, you know, I can look at this board and, you know, I really don't know a lot of these players. You know, I'm looking at who's available and I really don't know. And I've got to do research. I'm on Fangraphs. Like I'm not stupid. Like, you know, I know how to scout and I know how to do my stuff. It's been 7 years since I played the sport, but I know some strategies would say I'm not going starting pitcher for the first 4 rounds. I'm going to take hitters for the first 4 rounds, and because there's more pitchers and more outfielders than any other position, whether the talent drops off, but pitchers score the most points. Mm-hmm. They're only pitching one day every 5 days, but he's got a lot of points right there with starters.
The idea is like you get that staff, you know, super deep, and you're filtering them out every day. You're getting more and more starters, and you're racking up points like that. So I get it. Just we'll see if that works out.
He's also going to have the opportunity. It's just like a guy hoarding quarterbacks in a super flex league in the draft. I've seen players do that. It's like, oh, this asshole's taking fucking 4-5 quarterbacks in the first 7 rounds. Okay. He's just trading them up. He's just going to be the Florida Marlins. It's kind of like I did when we get to my side. Next, we got Crazy Horse, Soto, Chisholm, Ben Rice, Schwarber, Woodruff, Machado. Fuck Machado. I can't pronounce Langoliers.
Langoliers,
yeah. Grant Williams. I know Greg Williams. Gavin Williams.
Yeah.
Something Williams. Something Wilson. I can't see it.
Probably.
And Estevez.
Yeah, Jack Wilson. No. Yeah, Jack Wilson.
For the Athletics.
Yeah.
So again, he's got a team that's got players that are all playing, right?
What's that?
All his players are playing. It's not like he has a bunch of prospects.
No. Yep.
So there's like another team, Crazy Horse.
Ben Rice is probably like his foundation core piece. Jacob Wilson too. He's young, but yeah, no prospects yet.
So that team's going to be, you know, it's got some pieces. We have Moist Martini, Skubal, Perdermo, Devers, Webb. Fuck the Giants. Just got to say that. I think it's Riley Green.
Yep.
Hader, Jenkins, Suarez, Horner, and Kwan. He might get traded. That's another team. All other than maybe Jenkins.
Yep. What do you think of Stephen Kwan? Is a very polarizing player in our league, because the settings for this league, Kwon is going to be amazing and he's projectable. But like, it's just, you can tell because he lasted this long when I think he was like, you know, for the Fantrax projections in this league, he was like top 15 player and he lasted 10-10. But then you look at his salary and he was like 20 mil. It was crazy. So like I was eyeing him like round after round. I'm just like, I can't pay 20 million for Steven Kwan, but he's gonna be good. You know, he was a guy just like I kept on staring at his name. I'm just like, I can't do it. And I like him. I like him as a player too.
And I can't zoom in because I'm on the dock. I can't zoom in. I don't know if you have another screen and you can pull up the draft on a screen. Where you can see how much cap is left.
Yeah. You want how much cap is left for each team?
For Achilles, yeah. Achilles?
For Achilles, he's got 307 left.
Okay. Kelton
is 322. And then Iron Fisting is 375.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy Horse is 334. Martini is 318.
Okay. Let's go over San Diego. No, San Diego. I got to say, this guy is probably the most consistent drafter. I wouldn't say, well, you know, maybe not the most quickest drafter, but he is a responsible drafter. He knows that he's in Germany and he auto drafts. He has his.
That's commendable. I think
it's really commendable.
I saw that and I had a lot of respect, especially for a dynasty league. There's so much invested in the draft, so you know he must have a lot of confidence in his rankings. So, yeah, that's appreciated by me at least. It didn't go.
I've had guys in Japan that were taking 8 hours every pick. So Kurtz at 1-8, and I thought I was like, okay, I'm gonna be at 14. I'm gonna get Kurtz and Yamamoto. That's what I'm gonna get. Nope, Kurtz, because Kurtz was only, I think, I don't know what his salary is, but
17, I think it was, or something like that.
Which is not bad for a guy that maybe a true superstar.
Yeah, Kurtz was 19.9, but still under 20.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying 20 million for Kwon.
You gotta watch those strikeouts, especially in this league. But like, dude, he can hit 60 this year, easy.
In that ballpark, especially.
Yeah.
So Kurtz PCA.
I forgot the stat. He was like, I mean, I'm gonna butcher this, but he was like one of like 6 players ever to have an OPS over 1,000 in their rookie year, and like 5 of the 6 hitters was like Pujols, Miggy, like Frank Robinson, like just absolute Hall of Famers. Like he one of 6. Like the 6th person was like no name, but like you're batting, 83% on that list, and he's part of it. Like I think he's something special.
Yeah, hopefully no sophomore slumps. So he's got Kurtz, he got PCA, which burst on the scene last year, and he was known for being a great defensive player. So he's going to be playing every day. And then he got you 30, well, 20, 25, I think. But he's a 30-30 guy, still in bases. Ramirez at 3.6. Fucking Ramirez, that's a first round draft pick just because he's 33. And then he sniped me with Sheehan, which I love Sheehan, and he's only like 11 or 12 million. Then he comes in with Yesevich.
Those all those like sophomore sensation pitchers from last year, they're all bargains. And my plan was to gobble those guys up because Yusevich and McLean and those guys, Bubba Chandler. I was looking at their prices and I'm like, okay, the projections don't like them because they don't have the track record. So these guys are studs and they got swept up. But I was lucky to get Schlittler in the 7th round. I was happy I got one of those guys.
Yeah, Savage, and then Andy Pages. Pages, excuse me, Pages. Xavier Edwards, and it's cool. I have XM. I don't know if you have XM in your car, but XM is fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. It cost me $3 for like 3 months. And I've got Major League Baseball talk. I got fucking NFL fantasy talk, all these fucking sports talks. And Xavier Edwards was on there. And I thought the guy was white the way the conversation was going. Then I look him up. He's 16 million, supposed to be a really good slapper, leadoff hitter, setting the tone. And I'm looking at his stats: 3 home runs and 45 RBIs. I know he's on Miami. He's not getting a lot of run, but I was like, nah, I don't want to. I like the guy though. I really like Xavier Edwards. And he's 22, 23. Early was next. I can't. Rafaela is, and then he got Chapman. Chapman. So he's got it, but he's got all guys that are playing.
Yeah. Let's see, what's he? San Diego. Chapman was 18 million. I mean, how's that 3-year contract gonna look in 3 years? Paying 18. That's what I was scared about.
When he retires, then he's done. He's done.
Right.
Like if he retires, like he's done. He's off your team. And there's no cap penalty because.
Oh, okay.
No. If he retires, he retires. There's enough. There's going to be enough cap penalties in this league. So
okay. That's good to know. Okay.
You're not going to screw nobody just because they signed, Verlander for 3 years and he plays 1. So San Diego's got a young team. Everybody's playing. I don't know how to say good job in German, but I know how to say good morning. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Okay, the Philadelphia Palladians. Judge, Sanchez, Langford, Weatherholt. Now, some of these aren't his because I can't see the trades because he made a lot of trades. So I don't know if you can read that off.
Where do I find that in the chat?
No, just go to the draft board.
Oh, does it say?
Yeah, it'll say like the other team's name in the box because he made Palladians I played with him in football. This guy makes trades. That's what he does. He gets his guys.
Interesting. Good to know. Use any information for leverage. Once I get my claws into you guys.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get everybody online. I'm trying to get you on the pod so I can figure out who's your favorite team. You got the Cubs over here, or we got the White Sox? Who?
I'm a Sox guy, unfortunately.
Cool. Sox. I love the jerseys,
I'm not a Cubs hater,
dude.
though. I follow the Cubs. I'm not a hater. But yeah, I was born and bred White Sox.
Well, he didn't. So he got Judge.
The other names aren't showing up on my grid. So I don't know.
He got Judge and Ohtani. No, that was the other league. So he's got Judge, Sanchez, Langford, Weatherholt,
right,
Reagans.
Well, he's got a couple of good prospects there. And then he sniped me on Langford third round. And I love Weatherholt.
Talk to me about Basallo.
He's gonna be a stud. I mean, he's a lefty, big hitter, catcher, but like not really good. In fact, like there's a couple instances last year where his pitchers were like visibly frustrated with how he's catching back there, like to the point he was like distracting. But he rakes like he's got exit velocities probably mid-teens, I think. He's young too. He's like 21. So
who's his comp? Like Perez?
Like Salvador. He's a lefty. I don't know, Cal Raleigh. I mean, minus the defense, he's got that, power swing from the left side. Not a complete free swinger. We'll see how he adjusts to major league pitching, but like, he can work an account. He can work a count a little bit.
Super young. Then he's got Painter, Jesus Made, who is supposed to be very good. I don't know if he's going to be brought up. He might be brought up.
He's probably a 27 guy. And Torkelson. Painter, he might as well be a prospect.
So he's got a lot of prospects mixed in with Judge.
Yeah, that's probably why he was trying to trade Judge.
I can see Judge getting moved at some point. How much cap does Martini, Diego, and Philadelphia have?
He's got 350. So, of the teams we've covered, he's got the second most.
We got Joe Paku's next. Started off with Crochet at the 8 spot. Cal, is it Relay?
Raleigh, yeah.
Wu, starting pitcher for Seattle.
Wu's my boy. I wanted him. That's a great pick.
Byron Buxton, Tyler Rogers, who's still available, I think, in the other draft. I'm looking at him because Rogers was. I think he's gonna have a good year. Seager, Stott, Henderson, Sale, old man Sale.
Another guy that lasted so long, and he was ranked like 5th in our league on our player listing, but he's just so old, and I think his salary is like 21 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. He's another guy.
And O'Neal Cruz. I remember 7 years ago, I drafted Cruz when maybe it was 5 years ago. I don't know. But I drafted Cruz before he came up. I just saw like a 6'7" shortstop. I was like, oh yeah, give me that guy. Now he's playing outfield. So this team's okay. I think there's other teams that are better that we looked at, but we'll see how they fill out. We got Jeremy up next, Carroll, Tatis, Hunter Green. I wanted Hunter Green. Miller, the relief guy, Joe Ryan.
Yeah.
Contreras, Pasquantino, Garcia. I don't know where he's from. Colt Emerson, and then Bazana. So he's got some. I think that's going to be a middle of the team pack. We'll see how it fills out.
Yeah,
But
I'd Colt Emerson on my queue at one point too. He snagged him. They're like the high end position player prospects are kind of running slim at this point. So, you know, you either grab like the last couple that are like surefire going to be stars, or you just kind of punt the prospects for now. There's one guy. There's one guy that is still might come back to me, and I might take him.
We got Dirk Diggler up next, and this guy, this is the OTTP out of the park. This is the sabermetrics junkie. This guy is the guy you're going to have to worry about in the whole league. The whole league. Yamamoto, Kyle Tucker, Jordan Alvarez, Justin Holiday, Kirby, Matt Olson, Mackenzie Gore, Bregman, Rashman, the catcher for the Orioles, and then he's an Astro fan, so we got Imai.
Yeah, Imai. Yeah,
all
Imai
players.
Was a bargain. Yeah, Imai was 10 mil.
All players that are going to be playing this year, and good players.
Yeah, he's got 318 left, so he's on the low end.
You got to watch out for Dirk Diggler. Okay, now we got yours truly, Sultan of SWAT, Vlad Guerrero, De La Cruz at 2-4.
That's right.
Merrill, Perez, Terrain, locking up that second baseman. Dylan C, Schittler, Jensen, Hensley got your closer.
Yeah, it did. He was
and Bo Bichette. I was looking at
Helsley's on Baltimore. Sure, you know, no doubt closer for Baltimore, and he's still pumping 100, and his salary was $8 million. I was just like, I'll take it. Not my favorite like pitcher, but I was just like at $8 million and closer for a good team throwing 100. I'll take it.
Yeah, he's been getting saves for quite some time. And Jensen, that prospect catcher, he's supposed to be breaking out this year. A lot of people like him.
Oh yeah, yeah, I wanted him. I got him.
Yeah, you've got a good mix.
That's what I was kind of like. So my strategy going into this is like to not have a strategy, in the sense that like I didn't want one set strategy and then like go down that lane, especially in a startup when like, you know, I read over the bylaws multiple times, but like you still truly don't get a true sense of how everything's going to play out until you actually play out. So my mindset going into this is just be flexible in every aspect that you have to be flexible in. And that's what I was talking to you earlier when you said how my draft is going. And I'm just like, I'm just trying to balance everything. It's hard. It's a very hard way to draft. It's very hard, but you know, I'm balancing salary with win now, with youth, with getting my guys. So I think I'm towing that line well enough, but we'll see how the draft plays out, and you know, people's salaries start dwindling, and we'll see how that goes.
And I noticed you don't have a third baseman yet, unless Bo Bichette is going to probably get third base eligibility pretty soon.
Yeah,
so there's your third baseman.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. See, I am Bo too. I was like, fuck it, 17 million. Bo's gonna be raking.
Yeah.
Like raking.
Especially
so yeah, you got a good
in this league with the, you know, not striking out being huge. I'll take Bo hitting right behind Lindor and Soto. I was looking at his projections too, and they looked low. I'm like, there's no way. They hit him for like 17 home runs this year. No way. There's no way he hits under 17.
Yeah, you got a nice team, but everything's. I mean, as far as let's keep going, but you know, these teams there's some that look good, but everything looks pretty even. We got Rick Grimes, The Walking Dead, Jose Ramirez. I thought somebody got Jose Ramirez in the third round. I was wrong about that. Jose Ramirez, Roman Anthony, McLean, Austin Riley, Kyle Bradish, Will Smith, Pena, Morrissey, McGill, and Crawford. He sniped me on Crawford.
He sniped me on Crawford. This is the guy that, like, as it stands, jumping off the grid here that I'm worried about. He just seems like he's taking a lot of guys I like, and you can see from our salaries, we're both 343. So we're tracking salaries on par with each other. He seems to be like sniping me a couple times. So I'm kind of noticing what he's doing, and I like it. I like a lot of his players.
Yeah, his best piece is old, but yeah, I've talked to him quite often, actually, and he's like, I want to, be young, but I also want to compete. And it looks like he's doing that. Then we got Master Chief, who's made a few trades, and I can't see, some of these players aren't his. So I apologize for that. But Acuna at 113. Who is that? Henderson for Baltimore, shortstop. Oh, Gunnar,
yeah.
Old Schwellenbach.
Yep.
Was that Kobe Burns? Corey Burns?
Chase
Burns.
Chase Burns in the fourth round is a really, really good pick.
I was looking at Burns too. I was like, fuck. Yeah. But I didn't want to go pitching yet.
He's nasty.
Luke Keeschel, second baseman.
He's good. He's a good young player, and he walks a lot.
Munoz might be the best closer in the game this year.
I love Munoz, yeah.
Was it Rooker or Rocker? Rooker. Naylor at 9-2.
Lodolo. He sniped me on Lodolo too. He's got a good team. I like his team. I think he's doing well.
Paredes. Yeah, he's got a couple young prospects that may or may not play that much, but his team's young. He's going to be in the thick of it. And then finishing up with my team.
Here we go.
Caminero, third baseman. When I looked, I was like, okay, what positions are it's like third base and second base are pretty scarce. There's not a lot. So I was like, all right, well, give me this 21-year-old that just popped off 45 bombs. I was like, okay, I'll take that guy. Julio Rodriguez, stud.
Yeah, sure. I love Julio.
And then I went with Connor Griffin and Kevin McGonigal. Two prospects, but McGonigal is they're saying he's the highest rated player on Fangraphs since Vladimir Guerrero. He's just a hitting machine. Yeah. So, we'll see if.
Nice hit tool. Yeah.
And then I went back to back Edwin Diaz and Duran. I didn't have any starting pitching. So I was like, well, let me just grab the two top closers in the game. They're going to be pitching every other day, maybe every day for a couple days a week. I'm getting 5 points for a save.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, closers are doing well with the way this league is set up.
So let me go get those guys in. Soderstrom, which I was surprised he was still there. Maybe I like him more than others.
He was in my queue. I guarantee, no lie, I would have picked him next. That was a snipe.
Soda Storm. Like, he's young.
Yeah, good,
he just signed a fat contract.
Yeah.
And they play in a college park.
That's right.
Benj.
Yep.
Which, after that pick, I was kind of like, maybe he doesn't get any PT, but maybe he plays left field, or maybe he does play center field and they move Luis Robert to left. I don't know who has better defense. But they need a left fielder. Mm-hmm. They're going to put Beatty there for now. But Benj is, people like Benj. And then White, I really wanted White. I couldn't get him in the other league because he went a lot earlier. I saw him still available. He's a prospect. He's got to work on his command.
He's supposed to be a stud, man. He's mowing them down in the minors.
I think he had 145 Ks in 80 innings, something along those lines.
Like a 6'5" lefty or something.
And then Jack Caglione. I don't know. I just saw this guy that was on the reports, just doing homework. Who knows what Jack does? So I've got a really, really young team.
Well, yeah, I mean, coming into last year, everyone thought Caglione and Kurtz were like equals. So now you get like a Kurtz-like player in the 10th round. Oh, and by the way, Royals are bringing in their fences this year.
Yes,
that is true right there. Yeah, that's a steal. That was a good pick.
So I don't know. Who's your favorite teams out of them? Achilles and Kelton are solid. Dirk Diggler's solid.
Yeah, those are solid, but they're spending a lot of money. So, I don't know. I'm worried about their depth at a certain point.
And how much cap do I have?
You have the most, I think. You have 380.
380.
Oh yeah. The most by I guess Iron Fisting is 375. So you beat him. So yeah, you have the most to spend here. I don't know. I think like I said, the Grimes, he's sniping me left and right. He's got a balanced team. I like what he's doing.
Yeah, I think everything looks, the
salary looks good.
I think it's pretty, it's a toss up. Like, you got some heavy hitters, but we're going to see how they fill out the roster because there's 25 starters. And we're only in the 10th round.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. People, and it.
Yeah.
We're going to see if
we're going on a week and we're through about 20% of the draft.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of nervous. I was like, man, we got to start it because I just know how it is. But we started through the week. We started on Monday. It's a snowstorm.
Yeah.
We get to the weekend. I don't know. Maybe things will change, but we got 58 days, 60 days. So
it's torturous for me though. I'm a degenerate. I'm at work all day with the draft room open, just refresh.
Yes. Same. I was off from Monday to Thursday, so I was just at home. So it's but I know, but thankfully there's not a lot of people, complaining like, oh my God, what's taking so long? Like, it's a slow draft for a reason. People got shit going on. All you can do is just tag the next person and then hope, and hope.
Yeah, I need to definitely check myself sometimes. I get in that mode, but it's like people are busy, they don't have their computers with them, but it's not like people are sitting there looking at the draft board for 3.5 hours. That would be absurd. They're just away. They're not paying attention. So, that's why we do a slow draft. Can't be mad at that. I could be itching it a bit. Like,
I know I'm itching, man. I'm itching to draft, man. I got some players in my queue. We're gonna, and I'm just like, okay, well, let's go ahead and take some high salary guys right here. Fuck it, let's just fill out the roster and then just go all cheap. And there's not much I can do now. There's not. You can't up the salary. You can't change the salaries. And even if I wanted to take all the $2 million, the minimum salary, and just lower it to $500K, that could cause a riot.
Yeah,
because some owners have been good with it, some owners have been bad, and it's like it's tough. It's tough, but
it's tough. I want to say I appreciate what you're doing. It's tough. It's a lot of work. And you're making this possible to put this together. That's why, I'm not the biggest talker or anything like that, but I wanted to support what you're doing.
I appreciate it, and these pods are going to get good, especially when we get more people on here. And then I'm going to save, since we're at about the hour mark, I'm going to save the Rawlings draft for the next pod, but we're going to go ahead and move into the fourth down, and we're going to look into some of the comments from the owners that have commented on how their drafts are going. So Mr. Dirk Digler, he says, besides the Dingleberry that's been sniping all the pitchers, yeah, that's you, Jordan Iron. He's like, I got some good. He's like, some got some young teams, some with Diener centric profiles with high Ks, but mostly good picks, and they know their stuff. He's like, I'm not worried about the pace. Yeah, because he's busy. People got good jobs, and that was from Dirk Dingler. We got Sultan, yourself. You said, it's going well so far. I'm trying to balance all the aspects: salary, youth, win now, getting my guys. It's a tough balance, but so far so good. I'm a little light on the big thumpers, but I think I'll stay patient and my team will round out nicely.
There was a spot on impression of me too.
Yeah. I don't know how to do the Chicago accent. It's like, hey, Chicago. How you guys say hot dog?
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog. Hot dog. It's funny. You got some good pizza out there? Are you like fuck New York pizza? It's like deep dish all day, or
no? That's like the common misconception is like no one in Chicago actually likes deep dish. It's the tavern, and it's like if anything, I like, my favorite is the pan pizza, which is like the thicker crust, but it's not like the pie deep dish. The deep dish in Chicago is really just a novelty for people who are coming to visit Chicago.
Yeah, this shit takes like an hour and 20 minutes to make. And cool Master down. Chief, he says, I have two drafts. I'm trying to do a younger build in one of them, Rawlings, which is why I traded back. I like how the team is looking. A lot of prospects went earlier than I expected. So I strayed a bit and grabbed younger players that have already had success in the league. I think the draft is going all right. I wanted Connor Griffin in tops, but he went 1-8. I'm going for more of a win now strategy, which is the league I should have went for prospects, because Griffin fell in the third or fourth, I believe. The draft is going good, been targeting high on base percentage guys, which is my strategy, but I need to attack more high end pitching before that fades. And then the last comment we got from the Archangel. He's like, oh man, what a mess. Haha. I totally whiffed on how this was going to go, and I'm employing a breakneck strategy to get good players back into the squad. too bad I pick every 30 picks. Yeah, I mean that's how it's going. we just and I can see with a lot of these, especially with the other league and how the draft's going now, it's like people are getting smarter. Owners are kind of like, okay, let me get some of these younger guys, these cheaper guys. Let me invest in some of these prospects because these prospects are going. People are taking them, and it's usually the same motherfuckers that are taking them.
Yeah, I think I'll be left out in the cold on that. We'll see.
And before we go, I do want to say one thing. I created these leagues because I was in a couple leagues where some shady stuff was going on. Cheating, commissioners using their commish tools to swap out players during games because one player wasn't doing good as a player on the bench, so he would swap them. And we got receipts. And I've called this player or this person out online in the League Finder chats because I see him trying to fill leagues, and I'm like, yo, this guy's a cheater. Anyways, and this guy was been begging, and that's what the drama you see on the site about Ken Smash Boyd. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, he's a cheater. He's on Fantrax forums. Huh?
I was wondering what that was about.
He's cheating. And you know my ad, I don't know if you saw my ad, but the ad of the lotto bracket and this and that and the 2 copied leagues and the mega finals and all that, he has copied it word for word. Word for word, and now he's creating his own leagues. And I'm kind of flattered. I'm kind of flattered that this guy that somebody else has seen my league and said, you know what, I'm going to do the same thing. I can tell you what, he's going to be cheating. And we'll talk about this more on the next pod. He sent me emails, threats. He's in Chicago, by the way. He's in Chicago. You got to watch out for Ken Smash Boyd, Kenny. I know your name is Ken, but
you need put a like a most wanted picture in our league so I can look for him.
Yeah, but that's a wrap for the Dynasty Dicks. I thank you, Sultans, for joining me. Hopefully you join other pods in the future where the takes are hot, the trades are wild, and the Dicks stay talking Dynasty. And as always, let the rest of your league mates know how much better of a fantasy owner you are. Thank you, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Yes.